Hey everybody, Crazy Horse 6 here. It is versus Heroes Day for versus. We've got a pretty good lead here. We were supposed to be conserving for the rest of the week. We've already wrapped up the win here. It looks like our opponents are conceding. And even if they didn't concede today, we would definitely win on Buster. So I don't really want to spend a whole lot of points here, but I did promise to do a video on Wall of Honor. So I'll show just one example of how I plan out my Wall of Honor. First of all, let's talk about what it'll do for you and kind of where the milestones are. So every time you come in here and upgrade a hero, you're going to get a small hit point bonus for all of your heroes. So if I'm adding Lucius shards to Lucius, it is giving me additional HP across the board. Every single hero I have, gold, purple, blue, which is great, but it's a pretty minimal improvement in power. It's pretty small. I want to say it's like 100 hit points per 10 shards, up to 200. Where the key comes in, where your big power boost comes in, is when you hit these milestones. So you can see I've got 105 levels here for Lucius. When I hit 150, which is 450 Lucius or Universal shards, some combination of that, I will unlock an additional 0.5% defense boost just for aircraft heroes. So that's where you get the big milestones. Now I have let's use Sarah for an example. That's a bad example. Let's come here to tanks. Let's use Stetman as an example. So I can take Stetman up 3 more levels to 59, and then technically I do have enough Universal shards to get into 100, but I have other heroes that I want to upgrade that are more important, and so realistically I don't have enough shards to take Stetman all the way to a next milestone. So especially given that this is it's become a conserve week for us in Alliance Duel, I'm not going to use any Stetman shards today. I'll save them for either when I can take them all the way to 100 on just Stetman shards, or we're in a push week and I'm investing every single shard that I have. One of the things that's important to note here is once you hit level 200, then it takes 20 shards per level versus 10 shards per level. And then to make it even worse, instead of going from 50 to 100 to 150 to 200 and getting these 0.5% boosts, now you have to go from 200 to 300, 300 to 400. So not only does it take twice as many shards to go up a level, it also doubles the number of levels you have to go up before you hit an additional performance boost. So for that reason, what you're trying to do here is just take your heroes to level 200, and then you're leaving those alone. And you can see these ones, I'm at 220 for Murphy, 206 for Marshall, 225 for Kim. The only reason they're up that high is because those were the results of push weeks where I had those hero specific shards, not universals, and I just dumped them in them just for the versus points. But they really don't give you a whole lot of extra power. Your power comes on those multiples of 50 and then multiples of 100 after 200. One unique thing about your gold heroes that were promoted from purple, so Mason, for example, he is 20 purple shards all the way up to 200. And then it's going to be the same thing. When he goes from 200 to 300, it's going to be, the 100 level jump. And I believe it'll jump to 40 purple shards or Mason shards per level to go from 200 to 300. Anyway, so that's how the mechanics work. That's what you're getting by investing the shards in. Now here's where we talk about planning. So I already mentioned you're really trying to get everybody to level 200, and then you're stopping and you're going to somebody else. This is really similar to, remember early game where you're actually starring up your heroes 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. And remember, the key was to get your hero to 4 stars, and then you'd go back and get another hero up to 4 stars, because at 4 stars is when you unlock all their skills and they get the performance buff. And the amount of gold shards that it took to go from 4 stars to 5 stars was not worth the effort. It was more valuable to get another hero from 3 stars to 4 stars. Similar thing here. And here's what I do is, so I'm missile first. You can see all my missile heroes are at 200. The only time I'll invest in these heroes now is when I have actual hero specific shards. So McGregor will still, on a push week would have gotten 1 level here. Right now I'm pivoting to aircraft, because aircraft is my second squad, and you can see I've got 2 more to go. I've got Morrison and Lucius, who are still below 200. My priority here, and here's my personal preference, is I try to go for attack, because that'll help with Code Boss, and potentially unlock additional rewards. Then I go to HP. HP usually has a direct impact on your total power numbers, and then I'll go to defense. So let's use Morrison for an example here, and I'll actually run through this. I've already calculated it out. I can get 2 levels with Morrison. That takes me to 173. And then I come here to my inventory, heroes, and I can go 42 more levels with universal shards. So I know just by doing the math, I need to get 29 levels to get Morrison to 200. I have enough between universal shards and Morrison shards to go 44 levels. So then you can watch the HP bump up. So I go 746.1 thousand. Okay, so I got actually, looks like maybe 200 hit points per level there. And then I'm just gonna promote all the way up to 1, and you can see it's 3,100 additional power per promotion. And then when I do this final one, 14, almost 15,000. So now he's at 200. I'm done with Morrison. Now everything shifts to Lucius. Let me just check here. So I can go 7 levels with him just with Lucius shards. So that gets me to 112, and I would need 48 more levels of universals, which is 480 universal shards. I already know I don't have it, but just to verify, 159. So I can only take somebody, depending on how many additional hero specific shards they have, I can take somebody 16 levels higher. That's it. So I know that's all I'm going to do today, especially because we're conserving. I was able to unlock a new level for 1 hero, and then everything else will just wait until next time. And then I do the same thing with purple. So I've got 2 different purple heroes. When I look at who's closest to the next milestone, it is, I don't remember what this guy's name is, Braz is the next closest, only needs 35 levels. I don't even have enough of his own shards to go 1 level. And you can see I have enough universal purples to go, I can go 13 total levels here. So that'll get me to 78, but it's nowhere close to 100. So it's not worth investing the shards in this week. And the same thing with Elsa. I mean, I can take her 3 levels, but the same thing. An additional 13 levels would only get me to 176. And so again, because I'm not going to hit a milestone this week and we're on a conserve week, I'm not going to use them at all. And then you do the same thing with the blues. Now the blues really doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what blue hero they are. All it does is just boost your load capacity. for those who aren't tracking, load capacity is not how many troops you have in your march. Load capacity is how much resources you can plunder from an enemy base when you hit them. So you can see all of them are just load capacity. Now they do give you additional HP. So I'll just show you an example here. If I promote Gump, I'm at 751.9. Didn't even get me. didn't even round it up. There we go, 752 now. So 2 promotions got me about 100 extra hit points, which is not a lot. So cool to have, but don't worry about prioritizing these guys. Just dump the hero specific ones, and then for the universal blue shards, just pick a hero and just invest in them. No big deal. Anyway, that is my strategy. So because I'm missile first, you see all my missile heroes are all at 200. Then I go to aircraft. Once I get Lucy to 200, then I'll pivot back to tanks, and you'll see then I just need to finish off Williams and Stetman, and then I'll have everybody at 200. And then from there, it's just, hey, I'll probably go back to missiles. At that point, Tesla will be my closest one to 300. So I will come here. I will select Tesla as my selected hero for all the free shards after, doing a certain number, after 200 hero recruitments. And I'll just focus on Tesla until he gets to 300. And then I'll, from there, I think Swift is the next one at 227 right behind him. Yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway, any questions about Wall of Honor, hit me up. If you need me to clarify anything, comment section on YouTube or in chat in the game. Talk to you guys later.
Hell yeah!
And headshot, don't just make a bunch of content. Like, actually go and do something.
Be sure to like and subscribe, guys.